After watching this video, you will know how to design and 3D print a box for your own board. As an example, in this video, we will be designing a box for a Raspberry Pi. First, we will create a drawing with board dimensions and connector positions. Then we will create a very simple 3D model of our board. And based on this 3D model, we will create our box with openings for the connectors. At the end of this video, we will 3D print the box and mount the board inside. I really hope you will find it useful, and here is the video. Before we actually start, what we will need is to search for Raspberry Pi mechanical drawing so we can get the accurate position of the mounting holes and connectors. Then open Fusion 360, go to Inspect, and click on this component color cycling toggle. You don't have to do this, but I'm using this in the video, and basically everything what it does is it assigns different colors to different components what we will be creating. We are going to create new component, right click, new component. I'm going to call it drawing. Okay. Now open the origin. Be sure the new drawing is selected. There has to be this dot. Click on Create Sketch. Now select X and Y, left click, go to Create, Rectangle, Center Rectangle, left click. Write the dimensions, just use 56, tap, 85, enter. I'm going to zoom and save our new project. Click on Save. I'm going to call it RPI Box YouTube. Save. We are going to create rounded corners. Left click, left click, left click, 3. Left click, left click, left click, left click, left click, left click, enter. We are going to add mounting holes. Left click on Create, Circle, Center. Left click somewhere here. Now write 2.7, enter. Use Dimension tool, left click, click on Center, left click, say this is supposed to be 3.5 millimeter, and from here to here we would like to have 3.5 millimeter. Create, circle, center, left click, write 6, enter. Click on Create, rectangular pattern. Now select the circles, left click, press Ctrl, left click. We would like to select directions, left click, press Ctrl, left click. Now you can see these arrows are pointing this way and this way. Here select spacing. We would like to have 2 this direction and 2 this direction. Here is going to be 49 millimeters, and here is the distance 58 millimeters. Okay. We are going to add information about the connectors. Click on Create, Rectangle, Center, Zoom, left click, write 15, tap 3.3, enter. Create, Rectangle, Center. Next one is going to be exactly same, so 15, tap 3.3, enter. And the last one is going to be a little bit different. Write 16 by 3.3, enter. Now we are going to use this collinear feature, left click, and it will help us to place this edge of these connectors on this line which is here. So once this is active, left click on this line and then left click on this edge. Left click on this line, left click on this edge. Line, edge. Use Dimension tool, click on the center, left click. This should be 9 millimeters. So left click, 9, enter. From here to here, we would like to use 27. So left click, 27, enter. And the last one, from here to here, it's supposed to be 45.75, enter. We are going to add more connectors. Click on create, rectangle center, left click, 1.2 by 9. The next one is going to be 1.4 by 7.5. by 7.5, and the last one is 2.4 by 6. Use the collinear feature or constraint. Left click, left click, left, 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 and use the dimension tool. From here to here, we would like to have 7.7. Left click, 7.7, enter. Now, from here to here, there should be 14.8. From here to here, $13.5, and from here to here, we would like to have 14.5. Okay, escape. If you like, you can play with these dimensions. You can put them into nicer positions, but it's not really necessary. But it may look a little bit nicer. And the last is the SD card. Create rectangle, left click, 11 by 2.5, enter. We would like to place this edge on the edge of the PCB, and also we would like to place it into center of our board. So click on constraint, use midpoint. First, be sure you highlight only the edge of the rectangle like this, left click. And now we would like to place middle point of this rectangle into middle point of this edge of the PCB. So also left click on the edge of the PCB, escape, and our drawing is finished. Click on finish sketch, save our project, create new component, call it board. So we are going to create very simple 3D model of our board. Be sure it is active. You can just, when it is not active, you can just hover cursor over the component and left click into the circle. And we are going to use drawing to create our board. So left click, we would like to select also these circles, press Ctrl, left click, only leave the hole empty, okay? So find where it is black, like this, and left click. Still press Ctrl, left click. Now use this extrude feature and simply just write here -1.5, enter. Make the drawing visible. Go and select this, use extrude by 1 millimeter, use move command, select this and put it down by -3 millimeters. I'm going to call this SD. This is going to help us to find where we need to create opening in our enclosure for SD card. And this I'm going to call PCB. We are going to do same with the other connectors. Select 3.3. .5, 6, use move command and put it down by -0.1. I'm going to call this one USB. This one is HDMI 1. HDMI 2, audio. Very similar with these. Select, put it up, 15, select this one, 13.5, and move all of them up by 0.4 millimeter. I'm going to call this one USB 2. This one is going to be USB 3. And this one is Ethernet. Only what left is to adjust the shape of the audio connector. Click on Sketch, left click on the surface, create project, left click on the square. We would like to project the edges of the square on our sketch so we can work with them. Circle, 3 tangent circle, left click, we would like to draw a circle inside of these 3 lines. Finish sketch. Now left click, press Ctrl, left, extrude, cut up to the end of this object. Okay, perfect. Don't forget to save your project, and our board is finished. Make the drawing active, rename this, create new sketch. I'm going to call it walls, and we are going to use the project feature to put there the board outline. Just hover cursor here and double click, and we would like to also project on our new sketch position of these holes. Okay, hide the board and also the board sketch. Now select the board outline, just left click, press Ctrl, left. Okay, click on this offset feature, use 2.5, enter, and do it one more time. Left click, Ctrl, left, select the board outline, use the offset feature and write 0.5, enter. Finish this sketch, create new component, right click, new component, call it box bottom. Okay, be sure it is active. Now select this frame, extrude -5, enter, click on construct, offset plane, select this bottom of the frame and put here 2, enter. We are going to create new sketch on the plane what we have just created. Now click on create, use the project feature, enable walls, hide the bodies, and we would like to project the outline of our box, so just double click here, okay, finish, hide the walls. This is our new sketch, select it, extrude, and we would like to extrude this bottom of our box up to the bottom of the frame. So select this, join, okay, perfect. We would like to edit our sketch, so just double click here, use the project feature again. I'm going to hide the walls, hide the bodies, enable the walls. We would like to add on our sketch also these circles. Okay, finish sketch, disable walls, enable our sketch. Now select only these circles like this. Press Ctrl, select all 4, click on extrude. We would like to join this with the existing body which is here, and I'm going to hide it for now because I would like to see the bottom of our board. So we would like to extrude these circles up to the bottom of our PCB. Okay, be sure it is selected as join. Okay, now we can hide the board and we can enable the bottom part of our box, and it should look like this. We are going to add holes, so let's have a look on the bottom of our box. Use this hole feature, select multiple holes, press left click on this first hole, then Ctrl, left click on the middle of this circle, not this one, okay, but this one, left click, select all 4, and we would like to use this one, and this one. This dimension is going to be 6 millimeters, this one is going to be 80 degrees, and this one is 2.8. And we would like to make the length up to this end of this standoff. So just select this, left click, and press OK. Okay, this is exactly what we would like to have. Make the drawing active, hide the sketch, and enable walls. We would like to edit this walls sketch, so just double click here. Select the outline of our PCB. We are going to make the guide on the edge of our box, so the top and bottom part of our box can align correctly. So once the board is selected, use this offset feature, put here 1.6. Okay, finish this sketch. Make the bottom part of our box active. Now select the frame what we have just created and pull this down. So use the extrude and put here like -1.5 millimeter. Be sure the operation is cut. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to disable walls. So this is basically the guide which is going to make sure that top and bottom part of our box is going to be aligned correctly. We are going to create new component, right click, new component, and I'm going to call it box top. We are going to create the walls, so be sure the top box is active, enable the walls, and now select the frame, left click, control left click, use the extrude, and the height is going to be 18 millimeters. New body, okay. We are going to add offset plane, left click offset plane, select top of the frame, add 2 millimeters. We are going to create sketch on this new plane. Now hide the bodies and also hide the bottom part of our box. We are going to project the outside of our box, just double click, okay, finish sketch, hide the walls, select the sketch what we have just created, use extrude, enable the bodies, and we would like to extrude up to the top of the frame. Be sure operation is join, okay, and this is the basic of the top part of our box. We are going to add support for the screws, so I'm going to disable this and enable our board. Now left click, press Ctrl, left click, select all the 4 holes, like this, use extrude, and operation join, and we would like to join it with the top part of our box. We would like to disable this because I can select the bottom of the box, so I'm going to disable it, and distance is up to this. Okay, and also we would like to add the holes. I'm going to have a look at the bottom part of our box. Use the hole feature, multiple holes, enable the board sketch, left click, ignore this error because it's trying to make hole up, but we will be doing it down. Press Ctrl, left click, left click, left click. We would like to use this one, and this one, 118, 2 millimeters. And we would like to use these two. Now disable this sketch, so we can left click on the bottom of our box, like this. And yeah, this is going to be fine. You can see the hole here. Okay. Perfect. Make the drawing active. Make walls visible. We are going to edit the walls, so double click on this sketch. I'm going to select the outline of our PCB because we are going to create the guide in the top part of our box. So once it is selected, use the offset feature and put here 1.4. Okay, finish sketch. Now make the top part of our box active and select the part of the frame what we have just created, this one. Left click, extrude and use -1 millimeter. Operation join. Okay. See, this is what we have created. We are going to double check how it all looks. So I'm going to make whole project active and make everything visible, top and bottom part. Now in inspect, select section analysis and select, for example, this side of our box. Here you will be able to see what is inside. So what we can do, we can move it maybe like this. And here you can see these are the guides, top and bottom guide, they look okay. These are the holes, they look okay. And here is the space for the PCB. Okay, so if you like, you can always enable and disable this analysis here. I'm going to disable it and we are going to continue. I'm going to enable the board and we are going to make the box a little bit longer so the connectors are aligned with the box. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make the top active. I'm going to use this feature called offset face, this one, and I'm going to offset it by 1 millimeter. Enter. Make the bottom active. And again, modify, offset, 1 millimeter. When we enable everything again, now you can see the connectors are hidden in the box. We are going to create the holes for the connector. So I'm going to make this top part of the box active. I'm going to create sketch on this side of the box. I'm going to hide these bodies and also the bottom part of the box. I'm going to use project feature, left click, control, left, 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 left. Okay, now I'm going to use some construction lines. So these are like not real lines. I'm going to use them only to help me to draw the openings for the connectors. I will use these lines to create the offset. You will see. Okay, turn them off. Now use the offset tool, left click, 0.5, enter, offset, 0.5, enter, offset, 0.5, enter, finish sketch. We are going to select these holes, so I'm going to use this filter and I'm going to only check the sketch profiles. Now front, press shift, hold it down, shift, hold it down, okay, enable bodies, hide the board because we really don't want to cut the holes in the board, so be sure everything else is hidden, okay, and I'm going to use extrude up to, we don't want to do it up to this point because here are these rounded edges. We also need to cut here. So I'm going to do it up to this point, which is here. Okay, Be sure there is the cut operation. That's what will make the holes in the enclosure. Okay? And it looks perfectly fine. We are going to make these openings also on this side of the enclosure. So I'm going to create sketch on the side. I'm going to use the project feature, hide bodies, enable deboard, left click, control, left, 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 left click. Okay. Now construction, line, left click, left, 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 and also here. Okay, disable construction lines, use the offset feature, control left, left, minus 0.2, minus 0.2, minus 0.2. Okay, make offset also here, 0.2. Okay, and here I would like to also draw lines like this. Escape. Escape and tangent this with this, tangent, and also this one, I don't know, I don't remember. Yes. Finish sketch. And we are going to make the holes. Hide the board, enable bodies, still be sure our selection is filtered and only for sketch profiles. Now I'm going to do it like this. Press Shift, hold it down, select also this, and also this one, and this one. Use the extrude, cut, and distance up to the backside of our enclosure. Okay. We can't really manufacture this hole which is here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to edit this sketch. Double click here. I'm going to name it so I know this is the side sketch. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to draw a line between this and this point. Escape. Finish this sketch. Now use this split body tool. We would like to split the top part of our box, and as splitting tools, left click, we would like to use this sketch, enable it, and we would like to use these lines which are here. Be sure this extend splitting tools is unchecked, and watch what is going to happen here. We are going to have two bodies. Okay, the first body is this small part of the box, and this is the big part of the box. Make the bottom part of our box active, and we are going to combine our bottom part of our box together with this small part which we just cut out from the top part of the box. Operation join, and this needs to be unchecked, okay. So I'm going to make this visible, and now you can see our bottom part of the box has this part, and it's going to be easier to manufacture the box now. I'm going to disable the top part of our box, and we are going to make some small adjustments. So I'm going to use this extrude feature from here up to this. Okay, and I'm going to extrude from here up to this. Okay. We still would like to fix this, what is here. So I'm going to enable the top box, but disable the bodies. I just would like to see the sketch. So I can select this, use extrude up to the other side here. Okay. Perfect. The last thing what we have to do about this is to make it a little bit smaller so it fits perfectly fine into the top part of the enclosure. So modify offset faces, select this one, and press Ctrl, select also this one, and make them like minus 0.2 millimeter. Press OK. Now if we enable the top part of the box, you can see there is a little bit of tolerance between the two parts, so it can fit very nicely. We are going to make some small adjustments also in these areas where the connectors are. So I'm going to make this top active because I would like to make some small changes in this sketch. Double click. I'm going to use the construction line, and I'm going to connect it like this, here and here, and also draw this construction line here. So these lines are basically telling us where is the bottom of the connector, and then we will make the offset from these lines. Offsets, which is basically the tolerance, how much bigger we would like to have the opening. Okay, I'm going to disable the construction line. Now use the offset tool and select it, Be sure also this is selected. And we would like to make it 0.2 millimeter. Okay, see, so the opening is going to be 0.2 millimeter bigger than what is the size of the connector. Enter, and do exactly same here. Offset, left click, Control left click, also this, 0.2, and offset, minus 0.2, so it is below this line. Enter. Okay, finish sketch. Now make the bottom part of our box active, because that's where we would like to make the changes. And now simply just select all these small parts of the enclosure which we would like to cut out. And use the extrude up to the other side. I'm going to hide this. Be sure cut is selected. And okay. So if I enable the enclosure, disable this side, and enable the board, now you can see that there is 0.2 millimeter around all the connectors everywhere, including the bottom side of our box. Okay. There is one more opening which we would like to make on this back side of the bottom part of our box. So be sure bottom box is active. Click on New Sketch. Left click on this back side. We are going to use the project feature. We would like to see where the SD card is located. Okay. Now use the construction line from here to here, and also from here to here. Escape. Switch it off. Now use the offset and left click. If you can't left click here, then uncheck this chain selection and left click, left click, left click, left click, and change this to 0.2. Enter. Finish sketch. Now select this, left click, Control, left click, use the extrude up to, I'm going to disable this top and also disable the board. We would like to do the extrusion up to this. Okay. Now enable the board, enable the top part of our box, and double check if everything looks okay. Now what we could do, we could also make something like this. Use this modify chamber, select this edge, and put here like 1.5 millimeter. So it's easier to remove the SD card. Enter. Perfect. We are going to make more adjustments on the top part of our box. So make it active, hide the bottom part and also the board. We would like to edit the sketch which is on the top of our box. So double click here. We can hide the bodies. Now create rectangle, 2 point, left click, put here 2.5 tap 15, enter, and we would like to place it 10 millimeters from the top, and we would like to place it 23.75 millimeters from the middle. Click on Create Rectangular Pattern. Now select the object, so just double click here. Directions, left click, left click, left click. So the arrows go this way and this way. Now quantity 10, distance 5, and quantity 3 and distance 17.5. Okay. Finish the sketch. Enable the sketch, not this one, but this one. Make it visible. And select all these. You can do it one by one, or what we can do, we can just draw a rectangle. Use the extrude and up to the bottom of our board. Cut. Okay. We are going to add some text on the top of our box. So we would like to edit this sketch. Just right click, edit sketch, create text, and maybe from this point, maybe like this. I'm going to put here Fedevel. You can put there your company name or your name. Arial Black 7, center and top. Okay. Perfect. Finish sketch. Select this text. Oh, I need to go into my selection, filters, enable everything. So select the text, extrude, and -1, enter. We are going to make small adjustment here where the SD card is located. So I'm going to make this drawing active, enable walls, disable top box, right click, edit sketch. I would like to see where the SD card is located. Use the project feature and select the edges of the SD card. Just left click and left click. Okay, finish sketch. Now make the top box active. I'm going to hide the bodies so we can see. I'm going to hide also the board so we can see this sketch. Left click, control left, oops, left, okay, and we would like to use the extrude, join. I'm going to make it visible. Okay, and we would like to extrude this up to the top of our board, bottom of the PCB, like this. So distance to object here. Okay, perfect. This is exactly what we would like to do. Okay, I'm going to hide the board. And we can also do modify chamber, select this, 1.5, enter. So if I enable the bottom, this is how it looks. And when I enable the PCB, then this is what we just made. Another small detail, I'm going to select all these, left click, control, left, left, and we will make these corners rounded. Why? Why not? So click on modify, fillet, and just use 1 millimeter, enter. See, it's a little bit nicer. When I 3D printed this box, the board was too visible through the ribs. So I decided to improve it to something like this. Let's do it. We are going to create special pattern down here. First, I'm going to disable the bottom board drawing and sketches. Create box on this plane, left click. Now we would like to start drawing here. 5 by 2.5, enter, and the height is going to be 2.5, enter. Click on create, pattern, rectangular. Type, be sure here are bodies selected, select this object, select directions, this way and this way. Spacing, quantity 1, here put 1, and down here put 6, distance 2.5. Okay, now use the move command. Again, we would like to move bodies, selection, left click, left click, left click, and move it like this. Adjust the distance to 2.5, enter. We are going to make the openings here. So I'm going to use this modify chamber feature and select this, and this, and also select this, and this. 2.5. Okay, now we have the openings, and I'm going to make it a little bit nicer. So modify chamber, and again select this, this, and this. 2.5. And press OK. Everything what we have to do is to replicate this on all these other ribs. So we are going to use create pattern, rectangular pattern feature. We are going to work with bodies and select them. Now, spacing, directions, this way and this way. This way we would like to have 10. And the distance is going to be 5 millimeters. And this way we would like to have 3, and the distance is going to be 17.5. Okay. Let's have a look. Okay, perfect. I'm going to create a directory or group of all these small bodies, because then it's kind of mess here in this list. This is the big body of the top part of our box, and all these other are these small bodies what we have just created. So I'm going to use right click here, new group. I'm going to call it ribs. And I'm going to move all these small bodies. I'm going to select them, just select the first one, press shift, select the last one. And I'm going to drag and drop all these bodies to this group ribs. It's just a little bit nicer, and it's easier to work with these many bodies later if we would need. We are going to remove these old ribs. So what I would like to do, I would like to work with this top sketch. I'm going to name it. I'm going to make it visible. I'm going to hide these bodies, and I would like to edit this sketch. Right click, edit. I'm going to use this 2-point rectangle, and I'm going to just draw it like this, because we would like to have a simple way to select all the ribs. Escape, finish sketch, top, select all the old ribs, use extrude feature, and we would like to extrude up to the bottom of our box. Here, left click. Be sure operation is set to cut. Okay. And basically what we did, we removed all the old ribs. I'm going to hide this so you can see it better. Okay. Now what we need to do, we need to move up these new ribs. So I'm going to use the move command. I'm going to work with bodies, and I'm going to select all the ribs. So click on the first one, press shift, hold it down, click on the last one, and we would like to move them from this point up to this point. Press OK, and I'm going to hide this again like this. Our box is finished, so I'm going to 3D print this. I'm going to use export, select STL, and I'm going to call it like this. And now just wait until it will finish the export. I'm going to open the Cura software. I'm going to find the location of the export, drag and drop it here. Now select. I would like to 3D print it like this. Right click, center, slice, and just save it to your SD card. Go back to Fusion 360, close this, disable top, enable bottom, disable sketches, enable bodies, make this active. Okay, export STL. I'm going to call it like this, and export. Go to Cura, File, new project, yes. Open the location of the export, drag and drop it here, select it, right click, center, slice, save it to the SD card and 3D print it. And this is how our finished box look. I'm going to make a whole project active, disable drawing, enable board, enable bottom, enable top, and this is how it looks. If you like, you can disable the board. So this is just the box. Did you find this tutorial useful? Leave comments. If you like this video, don't forget press the like button. If you would like to see my future videos, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you very much for watching and see you next time. Bye.